Hey girl. Oh now.
Hello class, and welcome to high school biology. Biology is a study of living organisms, but today, however, we are going to specifically learn about cells. Cells are called the building blocks of life because all organisms are made up of these. Some organisms only have one or a small number of cells, but many organisms like ourselves are made up of trillions of cells. Let's go into detail about the different types of cells. There are two types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Cells are made up in parts called organelles. Prokaryotic cells only have one organelle called the ribosome and a space for DNA and cytoplasmin. While eukaryotic cells, on the other hand, have many organelles, an outer membrane, and a membrane-bound nucleus to hold the cell's DNA. Organisms with eukaryotic cells must have their cells work together for the benefit of the organism. This happens through a process called homeostasis. Homeostasis is the condition in where every aspect of an organism is in proper working condition. Cells work together in bodily systems by maintaining homeostasis through positive and negative feedback. This feedback causes cells to adjust from certain protein levels or temperature levels to keep the cells at optimal efficiency rate. When this happens, all the cells in a bodily system maintain homeostasis and thus keep the organism working properly. But surely all these cell protocols take energy to run. Thus all cells go through energy conversions. There are two methods of energy conversion: photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Most everyone knows the photosynthesis as the way that plants create energy for other organisms, and this is true. But how can a plant create energy from no energy? They can't, and that leads us to our second method of energy conversion, which is cellular respiration. Cellular respiration occurs in every cell, including both animals and plant cells. This method converts glucose into ATP, the energy currency of cells. This provides the cells the necessary energy to complete the task. All cells also transport molecules in and out of the cell. This process is obviously called molecule transportation. There are two types of molecule transportation: passive and active transport. Passive transport is dealing with molecules that are small, that can easily move in and out through the cellular membrane, through diffusion or in most cases osmosis, the movement of molecules through water. Active transport, however, deals with larger molecules and require ATP to help the molecule through the membrane's gradient. As I stated earlier, different cells have different purposes for the organism. These cells know what to do through making proteins. Cells know what proteins to make through DNA, the genetic material inside a cell. DNA makes instructions through the form of messenger RNA. These RNA strands are then translated by enzymes inside the cell and then created into necessary proteins. Unfortunately, there are mistakes made in the making of DNA or RNA synthesis. Although these are very rare, this is the cause for disorders and cancerous cells. Although these are very serious, these are not the reasons for most sicknesses. Most sicknesses are made by bacteria or viruses. Viruses are mostly prokaryotic cells that can only reproduce and transfer their genetic information by infecting a host cell. When viruses infect a host cell, they alter the host cell's genetic material into its own, thus infecting the organism. And this concludes my introductory lesson over cells. Hopefully everyone found this as interesting as I did. Perhaps by the end of this course, you'll have a much larger yet smaller view of the world.